it's me, Dahlia. Welcome back. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans and your families and friends. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. I am coming on to talk specifically about my top 10 craft tools that I use most often. I was direct messaged from quite a few people about what are the top tools that I always use, whether it's for card making or scrapbooking or any other paper crafts. So I came up with my top 10. This is solely my opinion, but I hope it answers the questions that was presented to me. So here it is in no particular order. So first and foremost, this is my cutting and scoring board. This one is made by Fiskars. This is actually my second one. My first one was by We Are Memory Keepers, which I liked very much, but I figured I would try something a little different. And I like the fact that although We Are Memory Keepers, everything was in all-inclusive, as well as this one, I found the blades for We Are Memory Keepers were not withstanding as much cutting. They were getting dull very, very quickly. I've had this one maybe about, I want to say 4 months now, and I do a lot of paper crafting, and this is still the original blade that came with the machine. So that says a lot. Very portable, love it. Very easy to maneuver. When it does come to the scoring, you have to work in the opposite way. It's not as convenient as the We Are Memory Keepers where you can just find your measurement and just score. It did take some adjusting on my part for it, but I love it, and I use it all the time. So this is my number one. My second item on my list is my stamping platform by Tonic Studios. As you can see, I've been using it recently. It does come with the 2 magnets. It does do polymer stamps, so clear stamps, as well as rubber stamps. All you have to do is change the cover, and you're good to go. So I'm on the rubber side, and then now I'm on the clear side. Now, when I first started getting into crafting, this was not my first purchase. This was a little on the pricey side. I was unsure about whether I was going to love paper crafting. It was very, very new to me. So I did do some other stamping options. Unfortunately, I don't have them handy. I think I actually put them in storage. I did do the stamp press, which was probably about $10. But if you didn't stamp it correctly, to be able to reposition it in the same spot didn't work. I also did the angle one. Didn't like that one either. That one was even cheaper. I spent less than that. So that was a complete waste of money. If you're really serious about getting into paper crafting or card making, if you're really going into card making, this would be the one you would definitely want to wait for and invest in. If you're doing any other kind of paper crafting, it still becomes useful for your sentiments, your little add-on embellishments that you're going to add to any of your paper projects. So I would definitely take your time. This was actually cheaper than the Misty, but definitely my almost used all the time device. So this is my second big one. My third is my die cutting machine. Now again, this was one of my first purchases. The problem that I'm having with this machine, I believe I paid $80 for it. I think it was on sale on Amazon. The issue that I'm having with it now, the machine works fine. It's finding the replacement plates. Now you can see I use it quite a lot, and it does come with 2 of these, and both of them are equally bad. And I have not been able to find the replacements or any kind of aftermarket replacements that fit that machine. So you can see they are very warped. I've tried the home remedies about running the plate in warm water and then kind of bending it back, but there's a lot of grooves here, and sometimes that transfers onto my paper projects, so I have to put something else in there. So if you can afford something like the Gemini and or the Sizzix Big Shot, those replacement plates are much easier to find. I would wait and invest in that one if you're really serious about getting into card making. Nothing against the Cricut cuttlebug. The only problem is you can't find the replacement plates. So if you guys know where I can find them, please share that information, because I've been searching and searching for months. So that is my number 3. Now on to smaller items, which is this one. So this is by Fiskars. This is actually 18 inches by 12 inches. I do a lot of my cutting when I'm using my craft knife, my X-Acto knife. It protects my work surface, so it protects my desk. I do everything on it. It is also double-sided. I actually caught this one on sale. I think I only paid like $12 for it in Joann's. But definitely great for taking quick measurements. Like I'm working on a project here and I might forget how big it is, so it's quick to measure. Each block is 1 inch and every dot in between is 1/4 of an inch. But definitely a must have. And then obviously some of the smaller things, like a bone folder. This comes in handy when you're doing any kind of paper projects that you need to do some creases to. It allows you to get those crisp edges. This one I actually bought from AliExpress. Moving forward, I mean, these don't wear out, but if I find a good deal for a Teflon one, I definitely will probably get it. I've heard that the Teflon ones, when you're rubbing on dark cardstock, does not leave that shine that sometimes these both holders can do. So I will definitely look into that. But for the most part, when you're doing any kind of paper crafting, you need some form of bone folder, whether it's small or large. It's your preference. Obviously, you need a good pair of scissors. Now, I have gone, and I'm so stubborn, I've gone through quite a lot of scissors. My next investment will be the ones that doesn't let adhesive get stuck to it. I forgot the technical term right now. My coffee hasn't kicked in. So a lot of my scissors I've actually had to fight with and clean, or I just throw them away because I don't spend too much on them because adhesive is stuck all on the inside. So yeah, you definitely need a pair of scissors. So that's 6. You need some kind of pick tool. This is good for when you're starting to use, if you're doing any kind of die cutting, to be able to poke out the paper from the actual die. And I don't think I have one here handy. Oh, that is intricate. Oh, here we go. Sometimes if the details on the die are very intricate, very fine, these little holes on the reverse side allows you to poke it out without damaging your die. So definitely a must-have. Also good for when you're using double-sided tape to remove the adhesive, the release paper from the back of it. Also a good thing to have. I use it all the time. Every time I'm crafting, it's always on my desk. Another one that I use a lot, and this is for when I'm doing my dies, is the Spellbinders Tool-in-One. Originally, when you buy it, it has a pick tool at the end, so that you can actually eliminate having this and just invest in this. I did buy the adapters, which are these rounded balls that helps me mold my flowers and give them the curves. So I did buy the adapter to it. Because I usually use this a lot, I leave my rounded edge on this one, but it's always on my desk. And when I'm crafting, this allows me to remove all the little negative pieces from my die very quickly and easily. So I always use it all the time. Another thing that always stays on my desk is this Silhouette Pick-Me-Up tool. This helps me from when I'm doing my sequins or any kind of flat back pearls that I need to be picked up. As I'm gluing, I use this. This has like a clay sticky tip. And I'm heavy-handed, so it gets flat on me, so I have to remold it. The only thing you have to be mindful with this is that you need to keep it covered. If not, that will dry out on you. But yeah, always use that. The next thing that always stays on my desk is my X-Acto knife. Now, this particular set was gifted to me from a coworker. I have different size blades. Some are more pointier than others, and some are just replacements. But this comes in handy when you want to cut away a piece of paper, but your scissors are just a little too bulky to get in there, and you don't want to bend the project. This actually comes in handy, especially if you have one of these mats. So definitely a must-have. And an add-on is my reverse tweezers. Now, this one actually came with my Cricut machine. And if you're interested, I can go into the other more high-end machines that I've acquired recently, well, in the last year. Once I found out that I just love paper crafting. This actually was part of a tool set that Cricut offered. These are reverse tweezers. These take a little getting used to. They don't work like traditional tweezers. But for crafting, this is absolutely perfect. This helps you with little intricate dies. If you have to glue stuff together, to be able to pick it up and move it, align it. It's just a must have. So yeah, that's it. Those are my top 10 basic paper crafting tools, whether for card making or any form of paper crafting. I hope that this video answered the questions that you guys presented to me. And as always, happy crafting, and I'll catch you at the next video. Bye.